Hey runners, we're back and we're starting up a new song. Now, you may have just seen the post of 10 Easy Steps. Finished recording it this past Thursday, so just a couple days ago. Did a quick mix and published the song earlier today, so you can hear how that shaped out. It's not all that different from the acoustic version that you last saw on the Let's Write a Song stream, but now you got the electric sound and a little bit of rough mix. There's too much verb on my voice on it. I don't love that, but it's the sort of thing where, I do a Win solo session. I'm conscious of the idea that a mix engineer is going to refine it beyond what I'm able to, because you got to be good at something and specialize on it. So, am I my own mix engineer? Oof, that would be a mistake. But anyway, we've got one out there. It's not bad. I think it gives you the feel of the song, and those are, like all Win solo sessions, the foundation tracks that will be built into a final fully produced song if we decide to do that one on the album. And as far as 10 Easy Steps go, I think that one's going to make the album. Yeah, it's kind of a rocker. It's a bouncy indie sort of thing, so dancey and all that, but you know the song maybe. Anyway, when you imagine like some upbeat drums behind it, it'd be pretty cool. So here we are, we're writing a new song, and you'll notice if you look at the title of this thing, it's called The Bishop of Eastwood. So where do we get that? Well, listen, a lot of songwriters, myself included, like to have some character songs. And as I was approaching this album, I thought, I haven't written a character song in a while. I'd like to have a character song. We've done the Saint Simon Killer as a character. Back on Heart of the Gold Mystics, we had Miss Mary and we had the Colonel. First album, Beyond the Dome, we had Cherry Cheesecake. Joke for my wife. She just likes or used to like cheesecake. All kinds of stuff like that. But I haven't really done one in a while. If you think about it, Heart of the Golden Mystics was a couple albums ago. So I thought I'd like a character song. I was trying to think about what to write. And it occurred to me that I had a Kung Fu instructor. Yeah, that's right. Long before I was rocking, I was fighting. And my Kung Fu instructor, he was a character. He was like 6'4", 260, and his nickname was Mountain Man. Yeah, let that sink in. Well, what did that mean? Was it just because he was big? That's what I thought at first. It must just be because he's a big guy. He's got a good sense of humor about it. But no, it turned out that in practice, when you would actually go to do like some drill kind of examples with him, you'd find yourself from, being up close and doing your thing to suddenly being like, ah. and he was just towering over you. And because of the kind of school I trained in, it wasn't a strip mall school. It was a tough old factory boxing club up on the second floor where the furnace caught fire at least once. And he would finish showing you his example by taking you to the ground, putting you in a joint lock and sitting on you and then laughing. He was a hell of a guy. And at the end of every training session, we'd have these, have a couple beers together. He'd say, "You fly, I'll buy," and I couldn't turn down that. So I'd go across the street to, across the parking lot over to a convenience store, pick up some beers, come on back, and we'd sit and chat for a while. And I think that's where the real lesson happened, right? Because, it was good to learn all the technique. Yeah, it was good to do all the sparring and all that stuff. But getting to really understand, the way he saw things, I think was the real lesson. So I thought, man, I'm working on, it's got to be the 7th album if we count my solo record, and I've maybe had them in mind in places, but I've never really written a song about them. And that's because, like, I mean, hey, they already did Everyone's Kung Fu Fighting. Can't get better than that. So, I don't want to write a song about kung fu fighting. That's why I've never mentioned up until now. I've never really written a song about the martial arts or trying to talk about like swords and shit, because I don't know, this doesn't feel like me. I don't know, maybe somebody does it. I'm sure somebody does it, right? There's got to be a Dungeons and Dragons kind of song out there somewhere, but I'm not writing that. But I wanted to write a song that is a bit of a tribute to him, and not so much like a one of, he's passed away. So I don't want to write a song about how he was, great, or, like, it's not a memorial kind of song. He was a guy who liked to drink beer, and he was in a Doors cover band where he sang and played the bass. So, I think he'd really want like a spirited kind of beer drinking rocker kind of song. So I thought, hey, one of his nicknames was the Bishop. I mean, Mountain Man was his kung fu nickname, but his friends called him Bishop. And this was back in Syracuse, New York, over in East Syracuse. And there's a section over there, or I think the club actually was, called Eastwood. So we're going to call it the Bishop of Eastwood. That seems fitting. Anyway, that's what it is so far. We got a working title. We'll see if it changes. So what do we need after that? Well, if we're going to write a song about the Mountain Man, I think it's going to be, because he likes that Doors-driven kind of thing, a little bit of bluesy sort of Roadhouse blues kind of thing, maybe. Yeah. But listen, there's plenty of classic rock and there's plenty of Doors, so I don't need to rewrite any of that stuff. So the challenge here is that we're going to try to make a bluesy sort of a song that still feels alt rock. Think the Black Keys, Black and Blue. That would be ideal. Not the song, but I think there might have been a song for that. Anyway, the album. Yeah. It's one of my favorites. I know you Black Keys fans, you like the first one. Give them shit for everything else. And I know that Turn Blue because of some of the, Turn Blue because of some of the conflicts that were going on between them and Danger Mouse might not have been the most appealing record to record. And I don't even think it was the most successful of their records, but still my favorite. I think a lot of times when I have a record where there's some tension in the background, it ends up with good music. If I think about the Beatles, I like the White Album quite a bit for the same reason, though personally Abbey Road's my favorite. Probably the second side, honestly. Anyway, so here we do. We're thinking blues and A. We're going to go A to D to E and back, and we'll see where else we can bring it. So we'll just kind of do something where we're going. Sound right. Like that's not bad. Oh, I like that. So this is just a high A. That's probably why. Sounds like crap when we put it together. That's almost right. It's just something missing. It's almost like that's a problem with writing on a ukulele, right? Because on a guitar, I can kind of get down an octave more than what I can get on this. I'm already starting an octave up, essentially, I believe. So this is my lowest A. And what I'll do when I'm recording is I'll ask Phil to put a low A in there on the bass, and it helps kind of carry the bottom a little bit more. I don't know. So we'll have to figure out where all that goes. But what do we have? We have a working title. That's rare. We have some ideas around possible chord structure. We have some themes that we might tap into. We'll have to see where all this goes. But hey, I hope you're getting ready for your holidays. And I expect we'll do another one of these before at least Christmas arrives. I don't know about every other holiday, but some of them. Certainly before the new year. Yeah, there's lots of holidays this time of year. All right. Thanks for joining. Tune in next time.